What's up and welcome skaters. Today what we're going to be doing is going over a bunch of beginner skate products. Now I have rubber grip tape, also known as non-abrasive grip tape. I have the skate trainers, the Kubaco Wheelie Pro manual training wheel, Shark all-terrain wheels, and also soft trucks. Now I think we're going to start with the rubber grip first, just so I can go over the application process, because we're going to stick it on this Santa Cruz Pokemon board, because I know not a lot of people skate these. And funny enough, I pulled this war turtle today, the third one of the gang. So we're actually going to put this together and put this on there. Let's do it. Right, so the non-abrasive. Obviously we've got a problem straight away. It sticks so much to the paper that it makes it difficult to peel off, but that's not even the beginning of our problems. So I'm going to demonstrate exactly how much of a mission this grip tape is. This one is from Braille, which to be fair, I used to love and respect Braille quite a lot. I've lost a lot of love for them recently, so I'll explain that in a future video later this week. But anyway, let's get on to this one. Basically, we're going to chuck this on here, ultra sticky, which to be fair, you're going to want that at first. I'm not going to go for a super precise job. I'm just going to get it on there because we've got a lot to do in this video. And we're currently in our new ramp, our new indoor space. So if you enjoy it, let me know in the comments. If you want a video on how much it costs and how to make one yourself, let me know. I'll be happy to do that. But yeah, like I said, we're going to chuck this one on. Obviously you can get the grip bubbles out if you want, but with this sort of grip there's no air holes, so it does take absolutely bloody ages, but I'm not going to bother doing that because we've got stuff to do. Anyway, so I've got my knives here, my little knife set. Now the thing is with this kind of grip tape is it's so difficult. Well, at least it was so difficult. Maybe they've upgraded it recently, so we're going to find out recently. Last time I set one of these up, it was such a mission to grip the board. It looked like a complete mess. So we're going to see how this one goes and see how well it cuts. So I've made a slight incision here. We're going to go down the side. Now, if you don't know what this is for, this grip tape is basically so it doesn't ruin your shoes, and it's actually not going too bad this time. Normal grip tape obviously is sandpaper, so that would actually ruin your shoes extremely quickly. But this one is apparently the best option to do so. But if that was the case, why isn't everybody using this grip all the time? I know exactly why. So we're going to grip this on, and to be fair, this one is actually gripping way better than my first one. Who knows, they could have upgraded the cut quality on it. So I'm not going into it with a completely biased opinion. We are going to rate it as we see it, and if it all comes off in one go, then that's a bit of a win in my opinion. I mean, so far so good, right? That's looking all right. Can't really complain at that. There we go, that was fairly stress-free. Now a good thing about normal grip is once you've done this, you can then use like a piece of the grip to sand down the sides, but because this one's not abrasive, sadly you cannot do that. But yeah, that doesn't look too bad if you ask me. That actually is a pretty clean application. One thing I've forgotten though is how do you put the bolt holes in?
How do you put the what?
Bolt holes in. We're gonna need.
With a knife.
Yeah, I guess we can pierce it with a knife. Yeah, if I just make a little dent so I know exactly where they are. Now let's pierce our holes with our blade. It's all good. I'm just making tiny holes. So yeah, it's rubber in it. It's not gonna just slip through like paper. So I'm only going to do 2 bolts in each hole because I'm a renegade like that. We've got some stock element trucks here. This is very much a B-Tech board. Maybe I'll even give this board away at the end of this video. Who knows? Yeah, so actually, contrary to what I previously believed, this has not been too much of a hassle to set up at all. So maybe they have upped their game on the non-abrasive grip, but we're going to give it a little skate session. And I do have one reason why I think it sucks. And by the way, if you're worrying why I got this scar on my face, this bandage, just had surgery the other day. If you're a loyal viewer, you know why, but I'm not going to go into it in this video. So let me chuck this bad boy on as well, right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's tighten these bitches up. Let's do these bolts like your mother in the gym and tighten those asses up. Lovely old job. That's the Suffolk coming out of me right there. The country boy coming out of me.
What lovely old job.
Yeah, lally old job, that's what they say around here. There's no V in lovely in Suffolk. Lally old job.
Right, bah.
Right, bah instead of bruh or bro. Learn a little bit of Suffolk lingo every day. Some dialect, some UK dialect.
Every day's a school day.
Every day's a school day when you're on the Webz Academy training site. Here we go. This board, straight away, we got footprints. So if you're someone that doesn't like footprints on their board, they stick out way more on this type of grip than they do on anything else. Let me make like Pablo and shift some of this gear. Lally. Right, so Lally. I'm addicted to it now. We're gonna have a quick go on the mini. Alright, so we'll do a couple of tricks on the mini ramp. There's not going to be too much skating of each one because like I said, there's a lot to go through and we're still on the first product. So. As you can see, I actually skates pretty well, to be honest with you. Even with these crappy trucks. Now I think we'll do a bit of flat ground, and I'll tell you why this might not be a daily driver, but still, if you're just skating in dry weather, if you're in California or somewhere sunny and dry, not the UK, or you have a spot like this grip tape actually pretty good. Slip tricks work completely fine. Obviously, we've got to do a tray flip test. We clean it up though. That's not too bad. Yeah, the tray flip is completely fine. More tricks. Tail still maybe. I was on the truck there. Whoops. Thank you, Big Spin Flip, to cool her off. One more try. Lovely. So some good things, some bad things. As you can see, the board's skating completely fine back and forth, but the grip tape, it does peel up quite easily, mainly because you can't sand it down at the edges. If anyone's got a solution for that, I do not know. But yeah, it peels up super easy, and that can be a bit of an issue for some people. It would certainly piss me off if I've just spent my hard-earned money on this. And this started happening to me straight away. Finally, if it gets wet, it becomes like socks on a hardwood floor. If you've ever been in like the supermarket or at school in like the dance hall, and you're in your socks and you go and you slide along the ground, that's what it feels like in your shoes when this gets wet. So do not skate this in the wet. It becomes so dangerous. You might as well not have any grip tape at all. But otherwise, if you're in a dry country or have somewhere like this, I would actually recommend this. It will save your shoes quite well. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5 Tonys. Let's jump on to the next one. All right, so the next product we're doing is the Kubaco Wheelie Pro. This might possibly be the one that I've got the most preconceived conception about. Who knows if that makes sense? I don't. Now, I'll explain to you what these are, but these are so crappy that they've actually lost all the stick just after one session, so I can't actually put them on and use them, but I will show you and put over some B-roll footage from their actual website, because trust me, these aren't worth your money. Bear in mind, first of all, these are 40 quid each. 40 pounds each. At least they were when I bought them. I'll put the price that they are now on screen just in case I am wrong, but I don't want to obviously, don't want to mispronounce the price, but either way. So we're going to put these on. Well, we would have been able to put these on if they actually worked for more than one board. But what you would do is you put one here, you would glue that on with like the sticky bit that you put onto the board, then you put onto this, and then when you manual, the idea would be that you would put these on here, and then when you lean back, it would stop you from scraping on the manual, so you can practice your manuals. But if you rely on this, even if you use it for like more than one day, I feel like you're going to be so used to this stopping you, and then as soon as you take it off, when you lean too far back because you've got that safety precaution, board's going to fly out from under you, and you're going to be RIP quicker than I can think of another thing to say. But anyway, so these are obviously not a very good product in my opinion. I bought 2 because I wanted to put one on each side. It doesn't even go into the fact that if you've got one of these stuck onto your board, good luck popping a trick, because that's going to stop your tail from hitting the ground, and it's just going to hinder you way more than it could ever possibly help you. So I could never recommend these in my opinion. At first I thought they were going to be good. I wanted to do a deal with them, guys, full disclosure. I wanted to do a video in collaboration with them, but I'm very much glad that we didn't do that in the end, because trust me, these are terrible. As soon as I figured that out after using them, I would have cancelled that video anyway, so don't worry, I wouldn't have promoted these just for the money. It's all about the product in my opinion, and these are terrible. So these ones get a 1 out of 5 Tonys. I'll put some footage on screen if people are using them. You can let me know what you think in the comments. Let's get on to the next one. All right, so the next product on today's list is the skate trainers. Now, I've done a brand deal for these guys in the past, and that's because I think for some people, these can actually help out quite a bit. Stop calling me out on that brand deal. I see you guys in the comments of my stuff on Amazon all the time. Anyway, this is the bag of them right here. You can get these for like 20 quid, I think. And for certain people, like for people with mad anxiety, I feel like these can help get you over the fear of landing back on the board. But for 95% of people, I feel like you're just wasting your time. You might as well just get good in the first place. If you're not deathly terrified of the skateboard, these aren't for you. But if you are and you still have the love for skateboarding and you want to do it, I feel like these might be able to help. So I'm going to talk you through what they do. Basically, they're little 4 plastic red cages. I don't know if they're plastic, they might be rubber. But either way, the idea would be for these, you grab them like this, you put them over your wheel, you do that for all 4 wheels. Yeah, it's worth noting Holly behind the camera, who is actually someone that is terrified of skateboarding and falling over and stuff like that. She definitely is in the ballpark of people that would benefit from these. She's literally landed her first shove it, her first ollie in the first day of skateboarding, and then she managed to transfer that skill outside of these, so they might just be working for you, but like I said, 90% of people, there's no point. You might as well just learn normally and not waste the money, you know what I mean? So now the board, it doesn't roll. So now you can do tricks, practice manuals. In fact, for manuals, these would probably be the best thing actually. But yeah, so you can practice tricks and manuals with these and the board won't go anywhere. Obviously, if you don't have these on, if you land with your weight misbalanced on the board, it could go phew, and that could be game over, and that could be the thing that puts you off skateboarding for good. But in my eyes, in my opinion, if you get put off skateboarding off 1-4, skateboarding was never really for you in the first place because you're gonna fall so much. Like Holly fell on one of her first sessions, never wanted to skate again, and that just shows that she's just not built for skateboarding, and that's fine. Like not everybody's gonna be built for falling off their skateboard, not everybody wants to hurt themselves. I totally understand that. It doesn't make you any less of a person, but for the people that can stick it out and actually want to do it, you're gonna fall often, you're gonna fall a lot. The more you fall, the better you get at falling, the less often you hurt yourself. And there are things you can do in the gym, by the way, video coming soon with skate physio, that you can do to mitigate the damage. Like you can train your wrists so that when you fall, you don't break them. You can train your ankles so that when they bend, you don't break them. And you can train your calf and leg muscles so that when you fall, the impact doesn't make you fold and melt into the ground. But anyway, so basically these are a super simple accessory. Use them to practice manuals, use them to practice shove-its. But I think once you've got your ollies, your shove-its, your manuals, take these off and start learning tricks normally. Maybe they'll help you for kickflips. I don't know, but for me, I would just personally recommend going at it normally if you feel like you can do that anyway. But just for fun, we're gonna try dropping it on them. Let's see how it goes. There you go. If that doesn't tell you everything, I love skating mini ramp. If you want to skate mini ramp, don't bother with these. On to the next product, 2 out of 5 Tonys. We originally did a video on these Shark wheels, the all-terrain wheels, and basically the wheels were so bad at like sucking away your speed and not being that good all-terrain. To be honest, my Spitfire Formula 4s were more all-terrain than these were in my opinion, but I said that to the guys and they said you just weren't using the right bearings. So they sent me a pack of bearings here. So what we're going to do for this video is I'm going to put the bearings in here and we're going to test them out again, give them a second chance. But if they fail this one, then Shark wheels are going on the block list. Joking, they're not really. They're good old boys. So I've got nothing against the company, the people there, they're nice people, but you gotta be honest with the viewers really, haven't you? You can't really be promoting a product that's not that great. I'm gonna chuck that on there. Can't really be promoting a product that is gonna suck away my speed, especially on a wooden ramp like this, where I'm gonna be skating most of the time. These are high performance ABAC 9s apparently, so we'll see, we'll see. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do some tricks on these. Let me get these bolts on the trucks and see how they ride this mini ramp, because this mini ramp is gonna be the thing I ride most. I will test them out on the road on the way home, just to give them a second thing, and I'll put that footage over the top of this one and I'll let you know with my commentary over the top to tell you whether or not that was any good, because obviously they're meant to be all terrain, so we've got to test them on a few different terrains, of course. All right, as you can see, the Shark wheels are officially on the board. The thing about these is they're not like full circle or full square, they're like wave like this. This is meant to be so that they don't get like stopped by cracks or stones and they absorb any obstructions in the course that you might come across. So I'm going to quickly clear a little space and we're going to do some tricks. Let's see if they're as bad as they were the other day or if they've redeemed themselves with the bearing switch up. You know what? Considerably better than what it was the other day. And to be honest, like bearings get better as you wear them in. So I would consider this a bit of a W for the Shark wheels, to be honest, because they were terrible on this ramp before. They would suck away your speed like you were being blown 30 miles an hour in the other direction. But right here, they're actually not feeling too bad, but there is one thing that these wheels will stop you a bit on, and that's grinding on the coping. So I'm going to do a grind on the coping. Holmes is going to put the camera on the coping so you can really get a close-up view of how they ride across it. Admittedly, the target audience for these wheels probably aren't going to be the same kind that are skating mini ramps and stuff. It's more for like cruising, getting from A to B, skating rough street spots. So coping may not be the best objective, but for me, who skates everywhere, you're going to want to know everything. So let's do that. Hear how they go like as you go across the coping? I'm going to make a bit more space so I can get a slightly longer grind. As you can see, they grind the coconut like a little motorbike. If you're one of them kids that puts like a tin can in the front wheel of their bike to pretend they got a motorbike, these might just be for you and you can pretend you got a motorized skateboard. But anyway, I'll test them out on the road, put in the commentary what I think of that. Right, so I went to put the footage in of the shark wheels on one of the rougher roads in my area, but it turns out I've lost the footage, but I can say for sure that these wheels are actually pretty damn good with the bearing change, although if you're not one that wants to buy bearings alongside their wheels, maybe they're not for you, but personally I think if you can afford the bearings too, it is actually worth it, especially if you're in England and you're riding a lot of rougher roads, because they absorb the cracks great, they don't get hung up on stones, and they actually ride some pretty rough terrain quite smoothly, so they're actually pretty good in my opinion. Let's get back to the video. They've redeemed themselves quite often. I'm giving these a 4 out of 5 Tonys. All right, so now we're going to take off these trucks and we're going to do the soft trucks next. So the final product of this video, and these ones I've never tried before. So this is going to be a complete raw dog experience, just how your old dear likes it. Let's jump straight into it.
Gross.
For those of you that don't know, the soft trucks are basically exactly what it says on the tin, trucks that are soft. Holly and Kieran were thinking, where are the wheels going to go? But these don't actually require wheels. They sit on their own, obviously if there's a board on top of them. So we're going to test these out for the first time. Gonna chuck these in there. And I actually don't know if these bolts are going to be long enough because that is super thick right there. So we'll see, we'll see. Might be able to get away with not even bolting them in, to be honest, because they're that thick. Yeah, like the bolt hole is so tiny. It doesn't go in.
You need special bolts.
It didn't come with any special bolts. Yeah, that's in on one side, but not... All right, first things first, the bolts aren't long, like normal 7/8 of an inch bolt that you would put on the most standard trucks don't actually fit in these. Like they're so thick that you're gonna need inch-long bolts at least. And even then, the bolt's too thick that it won't fully go in. I mean, that's a bad sign straight away, but I'm gonna put them on anyway and see if we can figure it out as we go. Like some of these bolts are thicker than others, so they're very much having a hard time getting in. So that one goes in fine. All right, when you've got to hammer stuff in on a skateboard, you know things aren't going well. And don't get me wrong, if you've ever done loads of primos and lost your axle nut thread, you know what it's like hammering in bolts on a skateboard. But yeah, they sit on there just like that. And these are for practicing tricks similar to what the skate trainers would be. But these cost twice the price. These are $45 or $49.99. So yeah, a bit of a spenny one, I can't lie. But yeah, they would do the same sort of thing as them trucks. But you get a lot better of a pop off these because they sit just like normal wheels. They just don't roll anywhere. They're actually looking pretty good in my opinion, to be honest. Get a decent pop off them. Obviously, when you can't adjust the board when you land, it's going to be harder to recover from a dodgy landing. But the pop off these, because they raise your board higher, you get more of a pop. And it actually seems pretty all right. Like if you could get the bolts in, if you had long enough bolts, which I'm sure most people will, I'm just out in the field right now, then they probably work pretty well, to be honest. And you can also put them up next to a ledge. Let's say this is your ledge. Put your ledge there, put your board next to it, and you could practice locking into grinds by just putting your board next to it and then jumping in. And then you just practice locking into a Smith, 5.0, whatever. These, I actually feel like these could be all right if they would fit on my trucks properly. Obviously, that's going to be a bit of an issue for most people. Flip tricks though, as someone who's so used to doing tricks while moving, it actually becomes harder to do them stationary. And right there, as you can see, the soft trucks just came straight off. So can I recommend these? Yes, if you can get the bolts in properly, but are they for everyone? Maybe if, again, you're someone who's really anxious and scared to fall off, like someone who with the skate trainers might be used to. Overall, these, for the price, I can't give them any more than 2 out of 5 Tonys because you might as well just buy some pads and learn how to skate properly. You could get like a set of pads and buy yourself lunch for the price that these would cost. So the final product, 2 out of 5 Tonys. See you guys in the next video.